Okay, so talking about the ethical implications of BBLs on our modern society. Alright guys, this is a more serious video. There's been a BBL epidemic lately, honestly. Um, of course, there's been also an Ozempic epidemic around the same time. You've seen Ice Spice, her bum has went down a tiny bit and now she's went back up. So Ozempic plus BBLs, very interesting contrast. But what I'm really here to talk about is the modern day implication of BBLs on our society. Brazilian butt lifts, big booty enlargement. As you can see, big booty enlargement, or more professionally, the Brazilian butt lift, is an issue for our modern day society. It causes a lot of issues for women, Women, they cannot compete. And men too. Loads of gay men, they cannot compete because the bums, they're getting a bit too big and they're getting too round and too artificial. I think it is extremely unfair what BBLs have done to our society, and I am putting down a more natural alternative. How about we refrain from BBLs and we go back to how it naturally was? I wanted to reference natural bodies. I was going to reference Beyonce, but sadly, she also has a BBL. As you can see with trends like TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat, apps that have taken and revolutionized the world, BBLs also have done so. We don't even know who's real and who's fake anymore. BBLs are, I wouldn't say demonic. I can't say demonic because there are people that can put it on very well. I mean, Beyonce does put it on very well. And SZA, I don't really think she puts it on very well. But I will say that BBLs may have to be stopped. They may have to be stopped. You might have to go back to natural. That is what I would say if I was to lie to you. Ha ha ha! I really think that BBLs are some of the best things that have came to this planet, alright? Now, of course, there are overly shaped, strange BBLs that make people feel uncomfortable, you understand? We have BBLs that are quite shocking. I think we've all seen it, the chicken legs and then the curve that comes out. No, we don't play that. We don't play that around here. We play good BBLs. A good BBL is like a good haircut. You won't be able to tell the difference. You probably know someone that has a good BBL. Exactly. You probably know someone who has a good BBL. So for you to say, oh, BBLs are not natural, you don't know if they're natural. So if we're to say that BBLs are such a problem, okay, is a haircut a problem? Haircuts are artificial. If I get a haircut, I look better. But I can't get a BBL. Now me, I don't have a BBL, I'm not gonna hey, you know what? I don't have a BBL. I don't have a BBL. I work out for mine. But all I have to say is that BBLs are an amazing thing. As long as it looks good and as long as it fits the figure perfectly, I don't have an issue with BBL. I don't think there's any ethical, moral, or societal implications. I did sociology. I really don't. Obviously, they do cause issues for women, and I do think that for those women, you have to embrace yourself. You have to embrace your body, embrace your image, you know? But I'm not gonna lie to you. If my girl gets that Hannah build, the Euroichi build of the BBL, I don't mind. I really don't mind. And that's just the reality of it. I think BBLs are a blessing. I think, they've helped people, maybe some people don't want to have a thin build. There's some people out there that don't really want to be built like this. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with being built like this. But there's some people that want a bit more than click clack. There's some people that want a thick back. And how can we tell them that because of ethical and moral implications, tell someone because of ethical and moral and societal implications that they cannot chase their dreams? So if someone believes, parents, man, Martin Luther King had a dream, Malcolm X, um, there's many people that paved ways, and I genuinely believe that BBLs have also paved ways in ways that we just don't really understand yet, you know. It's just like AI, you know. AI has paved ways for many people, you know. I mean, even me in my past schoolwork, I'm not gonna mention what period of time, but AI paved such a way for me and for other people. Again, never saying what time period, but I do believe, again, back to my main point, that BBLs have made such a big change that we should really consider them important in our day-to-day lifestyles. You know, of course, not my day-to-day lifestyle. I already have enough. I already have enough yams. I already have enough back there. But I believe that BBL should be something that should be embraced for the person who needs a BBL. And I also believe that if you're a woman and you don't have a massive figure, you should feel great about yourself. If you want to get a BBL, you can get a BBL. If you don't want to get a BBL, don't get a BBL. So yeah, that is my video essay on BBLs, ethical, moral, and society implications of BBLs on modern society.